Hello everybody, my name is Leo, and if you follow our channel you know that we have done several videos about latency. For instance, one video comparing 23 amp modelers, one specifically dedicated to the camper player, etc. This new video is fully focused on the new MOOER GE 1000 latency management. Let's start. First of all, if you want more info about latency and how I have measured it, you can check out my 23 amp modeling pedalboards latency comparison following the link in the card above. With this out of the way, let's jump straight to the results. If we keep the signal chain empty, with no effects selected and no amp or cab, we have 4.8 milliseconds of latency. Then, if we activate the amp block, we stay at 4.8 milliseconds. On the other hand, if we activate the cab block, we reach 5.1 milliseconds. Therefore, as with other many devices, the cab block is the more latency intensive of the whole signal chain. If we activate a wah and a tube screamer, the latency stays at 5.1, and it stays at 5.1 even if we add a delay and a reverb. Pretty interesting. Basically, the effects do not add latency, where the cab adds 0.3 milliseconds at the basic latency, which is 4.8. Let's now check out the effect loop, jumping the send and return effect loop of the G1000 with a single cable, so no effects in the loop. Basically, the latency does not change. It does not change whether we use a send and return effect separated in the chain or we use a single block. Pretty interesting. Now I would like to share other two info. First, if we use an IR instead of a cab block, the latency still increases of 0.3 milliseconds. So we can say that the cab and the IR have the same impact in terms of latency. Second, if we use a capture instead of an amp and a cab block, the latency increases. In fact, a chain with just a profile takes 7.8 milliseconds. I didn't expect it, as I thought that the capture was more efficient than an amp and a cab block, but actually it is more latency intensive. So summarizing, the basic latency is 4.8 milliseconds. That increases to 5.1 with the cab block, and then it stays at 5.1 whatever effect we activate. The loop does not add any latency, and the profile is the most latency intensive effect block. I would say that the latency performance of this unit is pretty good, not as good as other modelers that are best in class in terms of latency, like Boss, Nuix or Strymon Iridium, but still pretty good. That's all for this video, thank you so much for watching and see you soon with my other videos about this unit. Stay tuned, bye bye!